Yeah, ho ho ho. What's up, Ron? How you doing, Dad? All righty. Good morning and good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you so much for being here on Saturday, May 15th. Nice and bright and early, but not too early. That's for sure. So, cheers to you coffee and tea drinkers. Good morning, Timus, Dennis, and Tim, Debbie. Well, Debbie, I appreciate that. Could use a shower, but that'll be soon. That'll be short. That'll at least be within the next few hours or so. But good morning, Carrie. So yeah, uh, good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. As I said already once, but I always like to say it many, many, many times over. Well, thank you, Tim. I did do the hot iron brush through it just to kind of get the COVID bend out of it because I get home from work, I just have this crazy COVID. I love calling it the COVID beard because it really does. It's just this crazy thing, and it just sits back and it's like, you know, it's kind of nice when it's all forward because it doesn't look like I have a chin. But then you you wear the mask all day long, it just got this huge crease. So it's nice to kind of get that out of there. So, but it'll look even better once I shower and get all the shampoo and stuff in there, and it'll straighten everything out even more. So that'll be later today because I have some fun stuff happening today. So I'm excited to. I kind of talked about it last week, I think briefly, but I'll bring it up again here shortly. But I just definitely wanted to uh, say hello and hope everybody's had a good week. And now the weekend is upon us. And at least for most of us, the weather is absolutely astonishing out. I mean, temperatures are going to be fantastic today, mostly sunny skies. So I'm like, hey, good morning, Cindy. And it's just gonna be a gonna be a cool day. I'm telling you right now. It's I'm looking forward to it. And the odd thing too for me, and maybe some of you, maybe you're still kind of waking up and haven't had enough caffeine to get you rolling yet. But for some reason, which is odd, is that hey, good morning, Margaret. That I've been got a few things going on. I have rituals and things that I do, and I get these things done thinking that it took forever to do them, and then I look at the clock and it's like hardly any time has passed, and I'm like, woo. I, I even told my wife about. I'm like, man, the time is super slow. Right? I'm getting all these things done, and I'm like expecting all morning, up until the show started. Right now, that I'd still be like doing things, but I've had a few minutes to just kind of sit and chill and go through Facebook and just kind of see what people are talking about, and so yeah. Okay, Margaret. Well, hopefully you got a cup of coffee next to you by now. Speaking of which, Margaret, the cup I am drinking today, I haven't done it in a while. I haven't talked about it in a while. So, before we get into a few things, I got affiliated, with the Bones Coffee Company. And uh, I mean, I haven't posted the link, in geez, a couple months, that I started doing that. But I am trying Jamaican Me Crazy right now. So this is the first time getting a few sips in of this. So not too bad so far. It's like anything, when there's flavors involved, you just never know exactly what you're going to get. So I am trying this, and we'll see by the end of the show. Maybe I'll have a good review. Morning show reviews on coffee, but not too bad so far. So I'm okay with that. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, it'll be ready shortly, I'm sure. Yeah, so like I said, hopefully everybody had a good week. Um, you'd be crazy. Well, that's true. I mean, I could start, trying to, put dreadlocks in my hair and then it could really change everything. But I don't want to go that route. I mean, I like people that have dreads, but I don't think it'd be me quite, but that's okay. It's just, I think it's cool, but just not my thing. So, but yeah, so hopefully, like I said, if you guys had any interesting occurrences this week, because I know there's been a lot of I've seen some people posting, that we've transitioned into the new moon and things. And I know I've seen some people posted about some stuff, those that, are in, well, right. That's true, Tim. I was gonna say that, but I kind of just like moved on from it. But I was thinking it, so I know we're on the same way. Like I really did. I'm thinking, well, I could do beard dreadlocks, but yeah, no. I'd rather just braid it and kind of do like a Viking thing than, than anything. So Debbie, if by the end of the show I start talking with a Jamaican accent, then yes, it'll be an interesting end to the show. That is for sure. And like my dad said, yeah, if I'm starting to play music in the background, then it's really gone crazy. But even then, you got to be careful because you can't do that anymore. I wish things weren't so strict when it comes to like music playing and stuff like that. It's not like I'm making any money off of this, so it's like, why can't you play some music? I mean, it's a free thing anyway. It's not like, I don't know. That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time. But I wish we could do that. I wish we could put music, things in there, share something you heard or something that might be kind of interesting for you guys to hear from me. But you know well, right, Dad. I mean, well, actually, you know what it was? Blackbeard used cannon fuses that he actually like somehow tied into his beer, so it would take longer to burn. So that way, it kind of had that ominous thing to it, but still very cool. That's true, Debbie. I could play my own, but I know that it probably will still hit, and then I got to go through the whole battle of being like, no, that's me, and you know it's crazy. So I mean, it seems like the only time they get it, they are okay with some of it is like when a lot of the other flute players and things do that and they play their music and stuff like that seems to go. Even though I had some of my friends been tagged by Facebook, and been like, hey, this music's copyright. It's like, well, yeah, it's mine, and so it's a battle to be like, no, because uh I've seen, yeah, one of my buddies was doing something and like he didn't know about it right away, but I guess apparently like they shut down all the audio for it. And so there was just like him talking and playing and there was nothing happening. And it was like everybody's just kind of raising their hands. But yeah, but I guess it took, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes or something like that into the little performance thing, and it audio cut off. They muted it. So I'm like, man, can't even play your own music. So, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, Debbie, there is lots out there. And I'm actually, I'm going to be getting a few myself as a gift. Somebody's going to be giving me a couple of them, so that's going to be kind of cool to do. Um, but it's just it's not easy to get them in here, especially like my beard is real thick, so it's a weird thing. But anyway, um, but speaking of music, I think this is a great way to segue into. I know I was just talking, or people have had things going on, but I think since we're sort of still on that topic, I'll come back to that. But we had, or the music thing we were just talking about, and so for the last 2 weeks. I've been practicing my butt off and getting ready for a show this afternoon. It's a retreat for a couple ladies that I did something for last summer, which was really cool. Even though it was in the middle of the pandemic, but it was outdoors, so everybody felt safe enough to not have to worry about mask outdoors and things like that. But I'm doing a thing for the same group, and they're doing a retreat. This time it's inside, and it's in a church. So I'm really excited to be able to play my music in a church. And so, um, and being that it's inside, I'm bringing one of my smaller speakers to kind of just amplify the sound just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more fun and exciting sounds. So I am excited for that. I really am. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, since I helped them out before last year, and they asked me to come back again this year, so um, definitely going to be great. So I've been working my tail off trying to get in shape because I don't play every single day. I mean, you play a few times a week just to kind of keep the fingers moving. But when you get ready for a show, it's practice, 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 and so it's all about getting yourself back into shape hardcore. Good morning, Sharon. So a lot of us that are musicians and do this, and play, performances, gigs, however you want to call them, concerts, know that unless you're doing it, day in and day out or every few days, then you can kind of slack a little bit. But when you don't play and perform live that often, you do tend to get a little rusty, in some way. Even if you're playing a few times a week, it's still, it's not. There's a difference, there's a thing you build up when you're playing, and you like I said, just keeping everything moving and flowing. So you can tell that even in just 2 weeks, the day from when, even though things are still okay, give myself a little pat on the back, but you can just hear a difference between when you get going and then where you're at. Like right now, as of last night when I practiced, you can hear a big difference in how things are. That a lot more cleaner and smoother. And so, and that's obviously the point, with this being more of a holistic event this afternoon, this retreat, it matters. I need to have flow, and that's the whole point. There's going to be a lot of energy moving around, positive energy, that is. And so it's crucial. And that's something that, have worked hard at, for years and years, to make sure that, when people listen to it, they really enjoy it and really can kind of, you know, yeah, relax. I mean, for the best word to put it, just to relax and just kind of close your eyes and sort of just be, at peace. So, and it's true, Dad. Yes, it is true. I wouldn't have necessarily put that on my flutes, but you could certainly, use what you got. So, but uh, but and just like I posted, I think it was Wednesday night after the Beyond the Silence show, or I think it was, or Thursday. I lost track of time, and then I, forgot to let everybody know. But then May 22nd, so a week from today, there will be a live meditation show. What you guys, so some of you that were here last year, hey, good morning, Rodney. And a lot of you knew I did that last year twice, and so I am going to get another one out there for this year, and maybe another one, in the summer or whatever. But we'll see how we do. But tomorrow I will officially put the event up on my page. So if you guys catch that, because you have to, when you use StreamYard, which is the broadcasting program that you guys are seeing all this, you have 7 days before you can, like, post the next show. So tomorrow I'll be able to finally put that event up. So hopefully all of you, can sit there and share the crap out of it. And sorry to use a rough word, but it would be awesome. I mean, it's one thing to just want to be able to reach out to many people, but I know a lot of times it's up to you, you guys, and to share it with the people. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying they have to like my page, but they can certainly get the reminder that the event is going to be happening next week, next Saturday. And it doesn't mean that you have to like my page. I mean, granted, I would like the support, and get a like out of it, but at the same time, I know not, you know, the medium title could be a little weird for a lot of people, so it's okay. And so, but that's not, what that show is going to be about. That show is just, for everybody to relax. And I think we've all seen in recent weeks a lot of craziness going on in the world. And, it's just one of those times where we need to shut down and shut down in a way that we just need to forget about it for an hour. Turn off everything else and just let the music do its thing for each and every single one of you. So, so when that event comes up tomorrow, I can't beg enough. I'm not one to try to beg, but I would love it if you guys could share it on your pages, get everybody interested. Would love to see a great turnout. I mean, and even then, even if people can't make it to the live, it'll still be there, both, here on Facebook and on YouTube. So there's definitely spots, that people can still check it out, and it'll still just be, as effective, listening to it back a second time, or if you didn't see it and they're finally catching it, it's still going to be just as powerful. So the message and the sounds and the energies are still going to be the same for each and every time you listen to it. So I'll probably, for those that did see it last year, and just to give you guys a heads up, um, for those that haven't, it'll be 5-10 minutes tops of me just kind of talking, just kind of getting our minds to start to shift. And that's the whole point. Is it's not to uh not play and stuff, but there's a process to when you shift into things. It's not, I don't want to do just a hard jump right into music. We want to talk just for a few, and what we'll do is we'll talk, and then the music will hit, and then we'll go from there. And so probably play about 45-50 minutes ish. And when that those that saw it, if not, there'll be brief moments of pauses between instrument changes. So there's a lot of times, I'll play one flute, depending how the energy feels, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And when the energy's done, then it's time for me to put that one down and pick up the next one. So I'll have a whole journey that you all go on, and I'll even help those that maybe have never done anything like this before or listened to something like this, and I can give them little ideas of what to do and where to kind of go in your mind, and that usually helps people out because something meditation is different in everybody's opinion. Some think it's, one thing, some people think it's another. And, really, we're just trying to keep it as simple as possible. It's really just kind of a self reflection time. And for those that, are spiritual and or religious, you can definitely go down those avenues with that. So, um, nice. Thank you, Ron. But, so yeah, again, hopefully you guys can, share it out and things. And that's cool. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that so much. That means a lot. And um, yeah, no, unfortunately, it's going to be all relaxing music, Dad. This isn't the rock concert at this point. Yes, Ron, we're now all starving. Hi, Tanya. And yeah, so and that's great. Cool, awesome, Debbie. I'm seeing that. Yeah, but like I said, you guys can do, anything can, like I said, I'm gonna suggest things for those that have never done anything. So obviously, if you have something that you're used to or any of your practices that you want to do, by all means, so you don't have to listen to that part. But for those that haven't, because some, need direction, and that's perfectly fine. So we'll get everybody, in a great positive direction and facing one way, and we'll go from there. And it'll be amazing. I had fun doing it last year. I mean, it's always fun to do it in person. So like I said, I'm excited for this afternoon. I wouldn't even need coffee right now. That's how excited I am just to be able to perform in front of people and share a little bit of what I, as a passion, just, like the whole mediumship stuff, and love this stuff. It'd be great if I could make like millions of dollars doing this. Right? I wouldn't need a day job. Okay, that was definitely a joke if you couldn't tell. But but yeah, I mean gosh, you definitely feel it. I mean, sometimes there's no amount of money that can um change the way you feel, after performances or when you help somebody. And so it's let's see, what, Jen? Maybe not. Hmm. See, that's the crazy part. So like Facebook and stuff with the algorithm. Sometimes I see people's posts. I've seen people's posts, like it'll pop up and it's like 3 days, ago. And I'm like, why didn't I see it before? The algorithm stuff is just unbelievable. So if I miss people's things and all of a sudden you see something from me, like a like or a comment, it's like I didn't see it, originally or when it first came out. So maybe that's the problem. All right. Well, sorry, Jen. I will have to go back and force myself to go to those pages and see it because, like I said, you're only limited so much apparently, and if you don't like make a practice of going and checking things out, it doesn't work. So, I hate that, man. So I apologize. Well, thank you, Jen. That's true. Several weeks ago, we were doing that big group healing for the HOCC stuff, and so that definitely a lot of people were commenting about that. So it was cool, that was just straight up flute right into this microphone. So it wasn't even um, it wasn't even as special. So like when you guys hear the show next week, it will be completely there'll be a little bit of reverb or echo, however you want to call it, on the flute, so it'll sound like we're in a canyon and things like that. And so it just changes the dynamics big time. So and so yeah, but absolutely. So with that's exciting. So today, next week, we're gonna just have some fun with the music. So again, tomorrow when it comes out, please share it and really get it out there because, like I said, it'd be great. I mean, even if one person shows up, which I know there'll be at least a few, more than one, but even one person showing up is still amazing. And uh, you know, I, I'm still gonna have fun doing it, whether there's one or none, one or more, one none. Hi, good morning, Christine, and good morning, Nancy. It's cool. That's awesome. That's so cool. I mean, it's so weird for me to continue to see everybody's got good things to say, and so you kind of it means a lot. It's one thing I've had to like try to do this year is really um appreciate. I mean, I always appreciate everything. Why do you think I tell you guys all the time? I thank you so much for everything because it really um it means a lot. I try so hard, and you still fail at things, which is common. We all do, but just accepting and appreciating because I've said it before, and I know some people in the chat room I've had private conversations with, and there's just times where I it's hard to accept some of the cool comments and oh, good morning, Bonnie. And it's tough for me to accept some of it because there's been so many times, so many years that you don't get any, positive feedback, you don't get any comments at all. And so sometimes, you have to question yourself, are you doing anything of good? You know what's coming out of your heart, you know what you're putting into it. And then uh, are people resonating with it in any shape or form? And so uh, I've really struggled over the years, trying to, uh, accept, what people are saying, and, you know, hey, what's up, Jeff? And, it's just, I guess we all have weird things that go on in our heads, and that's just one of them, but, and I've told people, I said, I've never wanted an ego thing to get in the way because obviously a lot of the stuff when in doing this stuff, the mediumship and music, you get if ego gets in the way, you're in big trouble. And Tim Tim Shaw will know firsthand about that. I'm sure he knows a lot of people that ego has jumped in and so and that's the thing is I try to avoid. So that's why sometimes it's I don't I want to continue to do what I do just so that way I can um so I think logically that I still need to improve, which I still will, but we all need to improve on things and learn. That's a big thing we've talked about in the past too. And so it's like I said, I it still means a lot, everybody showing up in the mornings like this and supporting me and then making comments, whether you've had a reading for me or you had a healing for me or you've purchased my CDs and things. And so you know um I appreciate it, and it's one thing that I've always said, if I can help one person, then it was all worth it. And so, and then when you start to see a few more comments, then you're like, am I really helping people? Am I really doing something? It's kind of weird because you think that, you help one person, it's like, okay, cool. And then other people are saying, it's like, am I really, am I doing something? And so it's the mind game I play with myself instead of just accepting it. But there is just that fear, but I am doing better. So I've like I said, had some friends that I've shared this with privately, and they've kind of got me set and thinking better about it. And so so yeah, I'm more I'm better than I was, let's say, at the beginning of this year and in years past. Oh, thank you, Debbie. And yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that there's so much negativity and things, and so that's the other thing is just kind of trying to get that all to blend in together and do those things, and um, you know, you you just want to do the best you can. I mean, obviously, I'm never going to be able to reach out to uh the entire world. I mean, I've got friends in other countries and that's awesome, and fans, even just put it like that. I mean, I hate saying fans a little bit. I like to say friends and family and stuff like that because it seems better to me from an energetic standpoint is just to be able to say we're friends and not just a fan or a follower. It seems weird. I've always wanted to shift that, at least for me. If other people want to say fans and stuff like that, I get it. But to me, you're all, friends. I mean, we're all connected. whether you believe it or not, we are all connected. We all share the same space at times and same energies. We struggle the same. We laugh the same. We succeed the same. And so it's no different. That the point is, being you know together during the hardest points of our lives. And so that's why I think it's kind of neat, because we can do these things. We can have these chats, and we can yeah, and just be able to do what we got to do to get through. Yeah, Jeff, it's weird, if you look up in that corner and you see a number, and it's, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's nice to know the number, but then it's not nice to know the number, because it doesn't matter. You're doing what you enjoy to do, and that's always the big thing. And I've always thought, I've thought that for many years, and uh, it's not always about the numbers, even though, like I said, next week I'm going to lean a little bit to saying, it'd be great to really reach out there, because again, I want to be able to help others, even if it's just for that, 45, 50 minutes of the music. I mean, whether they want to follow me or like the page and, make comments or something like that, that's completely on them. And I can't force that, but, if there's a way to just help others, that's the point. That's why I do all this stuff, and, it's, it's crazy, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, well, that's a good point. So, Jennifer, thank you for that. In case people don't realize, obviously, the music is under my stage name, which is Adam Hawkins, and you can find that in all the major download sites. Amazon does still have some of my CDs out there, which I only have one so far, because I just have not been able to get enough time together to record another album. I really, really want to. I mean, I've got, like, as much as like 3 or 4 albums in my head that I would love to put together and get it out there, but it's just finding the time to do it. But that first CD is called First Flight, Let the Journey Begin. And it's definitely appropriate, because it was literally the first time, creating a CD and just taking that leap. We've all been there. You have goals and aspirations of things, and so it just fits so perfectly for me, and taking that big leap and doing something that I was passionate about and still passionate about. But even then, it was just a dream. It was such a huge dream. And um, when I had my CD release party for that album, because it was so cool. God, I got, I mean, you guys see me get emotional, and that was, the epitome of emotions, to you know work so hard at something, and then to be able to share that with people. And then, the bonuses are just, helping people because of the music. But it's so neat that you fulfill a dream. And everybody has dreams to do things. And so, that was a moment where it's like, I went after it, I did it, and here it is. And so we're all capable of doing that. It's just, some of it's going to take work, some of it might not, need to take as much work. But you go after what you believe in, and what you're passionate about, and good things show up. And I think that's the thing that I still have to keep reminding myself is, even that CD is old now. It is old. It's crazy how old it is. But people are still, and like I said, uh, there's Laura, yeah. So I mean, that's, even to this day, the CD still kind of speaks for itself. And that's the whole point of when I recorded it. uh you I put so much into it to make sure that it does something for each and every single one of you. It might not be the same as the person, next to you in the chat room, but it's, uh, you know, it can do different things for you at different times for different, reasons. So, you know, uh, so if you haven't checked it out, you definitely can go to all the major download sites. Amazon still has it, like I said. If you catch me at events, which hopefully, signs are starting to kind of look pretty good out there, so events are going to happen. If I have a table, then I'll definitely have CDs with me all the time. Um, I'm not real good at shipping them myself, because of the fact that I'm my day job. I'm literally an hour away, and then to try to find time to I can't take breaks other than like 15 minutes, but I can't get to a place to ship it fast enough. And so um and then on weekends I'm busy, so I can't get to the post office on Saturday. So not that that's excuses, but so I have a hard time trying to get things together to where I can then ship them out myself personally. Uh so I don't really do it, because I sometimes it could take a week or two before I even get it out, and that's obviously horrible customer service. So that's not great. But so if you can download it or get it from Amazon, uh and then see me at a show, you get it that way. And, but yeah, it's kind of wild that that happens like that. But then Nancy, yeah, we could always Nancy, I could always, yeah, give some at the gift shop and leave them at the old mill, so you guys couldn't even go there and visit the old mill. So, but yeah, Jennifer just said iTunes, the Amazon Music. I forget what it's called. I don't know if it's Amazon. What Amazon's got it, Google Play's got it. You can also, if you're a Spotify person, especially a member, you can listen to that, all the time. You could just put it in your playlist. So that's another great thing to uh do. So Spotify is another cool one because other than just the service, you can listen to it as much as you want or listen to certain songs. But the one thing too about the music is that I designed it to where it is a journey. So if you start from track one and can make it to the ending, you can get all the way through it without falling asleep because you're so relaxed. Uh, it does take you on a journey. The way the music is, the way the flutes are balanced to take you on that journey, and by the time it's over with, if you make it to the end, uh, it's it's a pretty good experience for those. So, um, yeah, right, Dad. So, but yeah, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, the music thing is really, really super cool, and it's something fun. And I've been trying to, for a while now, and even with Weird Weekends, who helps manage me, been trying to figure out ways to kind of blend everything together to where it's kind of not so much of a separate thing where it's just Adam Hawkins stuff and then the Black Swamp Medium stuff, but I'm really trying to kind of mesh it together at times. And this is why I want to do, the big performance on this page, because there's a lot here. So you definitely can go over to Adam Hawkins music and like that page as well. I don't post a lot because I post in all these other ones a little bit more frequently. So but I'm definitely going to be directing everybody over to here for the show next week, and then it'll also be on my YouTube page for that as well. So there it is, will be out there for others to check out. And so it's not obviously quite a mediumship thing, but in the same sense, it is a healing type of energy work that I will be doing for everybody. And um, it makes sense to kind of cross them together and do that, because again, I've done some times where I have played flutes, at events that was paranormal related and things, and so it really worked out and people understood it and things. So um yeah, yeah, for sure, Jenna, for sure. Yep. Yeah, well, when I first got, well, see, that's the thing, is when I first got my orders of all the CDs and stuff like that, this was just at the point when like downloads was starting to happen. So, at the time, I didn't think a lot of people would be doing it necessarily. So I could have gotten downloaded cards to where I can just sell you the card, which is weird. I'm going to sell you a piece of paper, but then you get you get the album. So that's something I'd have to look into, if people are even into that. But, um, you know, it just depends on how you are. A lot of people are dependent on physical copies, and then obviously there's some that love to do the download stuff. I mean, I've kind of shifted into where I'm kind of a little bit more downloads nowadays, but then I still like to have a good physical copy with me as well, especially for home use and things. So um oh, that's cool, Debbie. Yeah, Alexa will do that because, like I said, it's on Amazon. So that's awesome. Yep. But very cool. But so yes, let's just make sure that we uh There you go, Jeff. Vinyl's cool too. I don't know if I'm quite there with this stuff. I would. It'd be a real small market, but that'd be kind of weird too. I'm going to put a vinyl on of flute music. I mean, it could work, but so which would be interesting. I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe not for this the my first CD, but maybe down the road if I ever get some time to do a couple more. So maybe who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But uh scratchy flute. You're right. Yeah, it would kind of be weird. I know it would be. It would. I just hear, hearing the snap crackle pops like we're all used to with vinyl and stuff. But at the same time, I mean, vinyl's unique. I mean, it's a sound that you can't mistake, especially if for us old timers. We remember the vinyl sounds and things, and how comparing it to now, sometimes being digital is a little too much, and so there's the issues with digital. But even then, so it's kind of fun to be able to kind of move around and try things all over the place like that. Oh yeah, well that's the thing is I don't know. Well, Dad, I don't know if that'll. I mean, Siri might direct you to it, but I don't know if she's not gonna play because Alexis is through Amazon, so you'll get because you're tied in with your accounts with Amazon, so that's how that works. But yeah, but yeah, it might, Debbie. It really would. It'd be kind of crazy. Well, at least maybe not so much at first, because obviously, if you're when you first pull it out of the sleeve, it'll still be fresh, from being cut. So at first it'd be great, but obviously, the more it's in there, the dust is going to build up, so it's going to start creating those, some of the crackles and stuff like that, and then. Obviously the more you play it, the more you're going to start tearing at the grooves. So, uh, but even then, still be pretty cool though. I would listen to myself then. But, you know, that's all right. Uh, what else? So yeah, but I think we've shared enough about music for a little bit before we run out of time. So we're doing good on, it's 10:07, so we're doing good. Uh, but oh, hey Dinah. Yeah, it'll be like a cereal, Dad, for sure. I am curious because I want to, see what any of you see how because we had the new moon recently, and this is something I starting to talk about, but since the music kind of showed up, let's go there. Let's see. Well, we gotta see what Jeff said here. More CDs killed music in a way. True. I see what you're saying because yeah, when CDs, and digital, you were able to jump from song to song, and it kind of ruins the artist, because if you're just grabbing certain songs, which obviously, it's still a good thing, but when you had a, a vinyl record, well, even then you could skip there, but always finding that right spot and all the noisy stuff, but yeah, anything that still analog trying to fast forward through a cassette tape or get into a song that you really wanted to hear and then have to rewind it so you have to wait. There's it takes away from a lot of the stuff that forces you to listen to everything, which is again sometimes there's songs out there that maybe not necessarily became popular, but there's songs that still like resonate with you and make um, a difference. And so I think that is a lost thing. So I think it's a little bit more pressure on the artist because now they're having to like try to really write every song as being like phenomenal because obviously they'll work really hard at certain songs. Some of them they'll kind of be like, it's good. It's not the greatest, but they still put them on there because they have to fill a whole CD or, and so it's one of those things. But it is what it is. We just deal with it, and so. But good point. Yep. Um, but again, so the idea, I was kind of curious to see how people were. Once the new moon hit, because again, I've seen a lot of posts, and even then, it things have been a little different for some people, and I'm just curious if anybody noticed differences in themselves. Did they um you know were things more difficult, were things more easy? I'm just kind of curious to see how people were since the new moon. because it was because like I said, I saw things and I was just like, and I mean, I know I had a kind of few weird little things, but not like, nothing major that like stood out to where I can't even remember what they were. I just remembered that they were like, like, oh, that's interesting. And then, I didn't think much of it. So I'm just kind of curious to see if any one of you that are still watching, have had anything different this week as we've kind of progressed into it. But um, one thing that was kind of cool is last night, we recently had, well, last week and this week, we recently had a couple trees cut down in our yard because one of them was really sick. It's been sick for years. And so it was finally time to get it to drop. Plus, it was killing my lawn like crazy. And um, so we dropped that one, and then we dropped another one that was on the curb, which technically isn't mine. It's the township I live in. So we dropped that one, and now like I have this whole completely open sky in my front yard, which is fantastic because I now can see stars a lot easier. And it was neat last night, and I was going to post it, and I didn't have a chance this morning. But just looking out, due west, I mean, I saw the moon. It was a perfect crescent shape, and it was like, I got it on my phone, which, it doesn't take a great, especially at night, but it might, I mean, kind of see it. So you kind of see the crescent there. If I stop moving, but small object, what can you do? But that's a better one. But there's a little bit of reflection. Don't freak out when you see this one. Maybe I got to get the glare. I can't get it without the glare. Shoot. Well, that's not well. The glare off the lights is killing it, but you can kind of see it up there. Um, but it's just so cool to have all this space now that I can actually finally see the stars because our neighborhood I live in, it's just trees everywhere, which is great. I mean, I love it. And so to now have a little bit of, where I can kind of see into the stars because that's something that my mom and I, used to do when I was still living at home when I was younger is, we just go out and just look at the sky and talk for hours. And it was always neat to just kind of bond that way. But again, just seeing the stars and seeing the space, the universe, the things that, we talk about a lot, and what the infinicy of everything that's out there, and so um yeah, so let me catch up because I saw some people posting. Margaret saying needed more sleep and had really crazy dreams. Yeah. Yep. I think I did that actually. Now you remind that helps remind me. I think was a Sunday or Monday. I had either Sunday into Monday or something like that, or Saturday into Sunday. There was a crazy dream I had in there too, and I was like, "What?" So thank you, that did help me remind me. Ah, Christine, a lot of angel numbers in dreams. That's interesting. Wow. Did now I know Christine, you probably did, but what did you look up those numbers? I'm just curious if any of them resonated with anything that you were something going on or something coming up, just curious on any of those numbers resonated with you for something else. Yeah, Christine, I could see that. That was something I noticed on a few people that were posting, even though it wasn't like apparent, but you know who they are. And then to see them kind of a little bit on the cranky side, it's like, what's going on right now? No, Margaret, they were not. One was a maple and the other one was a locust. So let's see, Debbie. I went from a hot mess to stay better acquaintance and more peaceful. Good. Okay. Yeah. See, that's the thing is I've noticed there was a little bit of this weird, kind of angriness. I guess it's kind of put like it just seems like there was yeah, people were just a little bit more cranky. And it's weird that you would think that the new moon would be you'd be getting out of something like that and kind of reshifting into it. But again, I'm terrible with astrology stuff, so I have to rely on all of you to kind of help me out there because as much as I love it, I just can't. I don't follow it enough to where I know all the differences. So I could be dead wrong on how the new moon is, but to me, it's like new moon is like a new chapter. You're starting over, and it's a new thing. And so I look at it a little bit differently. Maybe that's great that I don't have all that stuff completely, memorize and understand. So, um, Jen, a couple of synchronicities guiding me to develop on. Yeah, God only knows. New moon. Cool, cool, Jen. Thank you for that. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay, good, Christine. I saw that. And she's posting at 321-417. Sweet, sweet. Jeff, Vivid and Violet Dreams. Eesh, yeah, Violent Dreams, man. Woo wee. Oh, good morning, Debbie. Yep. I wanted to. Geez, Debbie E. Ugh, I know you wouldn't, but at the same time, well, that's what sometimes you get. It's just that one moment where people just get kind of twisted a little bit, and you get set off. And so I get it. I think we've all been there where you just like, I'm just going to take that person out because I think it's just a good idea. Oh man, let's see. Yeah, you better. Yeah, Margaret, you better check yourself there. It's gonna be a little, little up there. Okay, Jen. I know Jen would have it. I was gonna ask her, but I knew she would help me out there. Newman released this thing so you can create space to manifest something new. So it can be releasing feelings that no longer serve you and get them out of your system. So what she's saying there is obviously for those like Debbie and even Christine, and even Jeff there, with some of the negative, violent and angry, feelings and frustrations. That's some stuff that you're obviously having and holding on to. And now that we're moving into we going into new moon, we're able to kind of get those finally out of our system, so that way you can move forward with that. So very, very good points there. Thank you, Jen. Let's see. Chris. I gave him the black eyed look. Woo! Good time. Oh man. Yeah. That's hilarious. Christine, I will make sure that I will never make you angry at me. I don't want to see black eyes because then I'm going to sit in there and thinking this is like, black eyed children kind of stuff. We don't want to go there. Well, I bet it did. Take a big step back. Woo. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, I mean, not at that moment, but it's hilarious now that we can look back and kind of, reflect on that and be like, uh huh, uh huh. Okay, yeah, but it's interesting, like I said, and I said it already, but it it's so much fun to kind of, you know, that's why sometimes last year and even into this year, I've still kind of been kind of closed when we get into the astrology of things, and so the there's so much I miss, and sometimes I try to catch when people are posting about it because then it's like, okay, then I can kind of be like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. So, that's another reason why, like I said earlier, that's why we're all in this together because we can't obviously obtain or hold on to every bit of information that's out there. So it's great. And that's why I said some of you that, follow like Jen, she follows, a lot of the astrology stuff. And it's like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Because I know it. I don't know what it means, but what is it? And then everybody can kind of throw it in there and be like, oh, this is, what's going on, with the stars, and so it's neat to kind of see because it obviously matters because if nothing was happening until said of moment happened, and then now all of a sudden now this is the what's happening afterwards or as it's happening, or because I know sometimes it'll lead into it and then maybe have a big moment and then it'll start to fade away and new things happen. So I've tried to, like I said, the last couple of years, I've just tried to sort of not try to dive into it as much, but just slowly kind of move around and ask people for that. Cause again, so many of you do a better job at it than I do. So it's just fun to, again, when we can engage, we can have a conversation and you tell me what and what you're hearing and what you're researching and stuff. So I love that because again, we're all in this together. And so it doesn't hurt to sit there and reach out and say, hey, what's up? Let's see, what do we got here? Thank you, Tim. And that's awesome. Christine, man, I will make sure that never happens. Yeah, well, it is true. I mean, for a lot of people, I color depending on your moods and stuff will change. I know. Trying to remember, mine'll turn a little bit more. I have a hazel eye, so I've had mine turn a little bit more green during certain moments and stuff. Not obviously in a negative or anger way, but usually, whether it's super happy or even emotional, they definitely get a little bit more on the green side. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I saw that, Christine. Yeah, there you go. See, I just said that, and I didn't even read it. Oh my god, that's so funny. I literally didn't see your comment until I just looked down because I was scrolling through them. That's hilarious. See, as I just said, mine turn a little green when, when things are in a good way. So that's awesome. Of course they do, Dad. Of course. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's been around a long time. Yep. I figured they did. Only yours would turn that way. So, jeez. That was a lot more coffee than I thought. I was like, I saw the end of it, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna finish it." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a little bit more than I wanted." So, oh well. And it was cold, so you gotta love that. Um, hey, Rob, what's happening, buddy? All right, well, you get some sleep because I know you work overnight. So you take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend in bed, or at least until tonight when you wake up again. Yeah, Tim. That's true, Tim. You do. So, yep. Margaret, personality traits do tend to hold on to. Yep. 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 Jeez. Um, but that's cool. Well, and that's the thing is so that things like that, when we have these moments and if, you are noticing differences in yourself, definitely stop. I think sometimes we continue to, I mean, now a lot of us here, in the chat room and those watching back later, we understand it. So we do tend to catch it a little bit quicker. So that way, like some of you, we're getting it, and a little bit more angry about stuff and snippy, in that area. And so we can be like, okay, time out. You're talking to yourself. I'm like, hold up. We gotta to check yourself. There, something's going on. I don't know what. Maybe you do know, but at the same time, you can catch yourself. Whereas there's others that they just react off of it, and I think the best one is like we're all sleep deprived. What happens? We do get cranky. I get cranky. I will admit it. if I haven't, if I haven't, a lot of times when we're at our old mill hosting a public or private event, and it's a late one, where I'm coming home at 4 in the morning or so, the next day, yeah, I mean, I'll come on Saturday morning, we'll do the show, because I'm focused here, but then it's like afterwards, man, once all the energy finally depletes for good, then I'm like, if I can't get a nap in there, yeah, that's I gotta, and I have to check myself a lot because it's not my family's fault. So, um, you know, they're asking something or whatever like that, and it's just not something I want to hear right now. It's like, woo, I gotta watch myself. So, but like I said, that's a perfect example of when we let things happen. When you're out of it so much that then you just do that when you shouldn't be because you're the one that put yourself in that situation, especially like that where I'm out all night, and so I chose to do it and it's nobody else's fault but me. So I shouldn't be. And I've done that for probably the last like 3 to 5 years where I finally like, okay, it's nobody else's fault. I'm the one that's up, cranky because I didn't get enough sleep. So you just gotta put the flag on and the muzzle over your mouth and just kind of go over to the side and go chew on some rawhide or something just to get your mind away from it. So, you know, um, let's see. Where was Tim saying? Yeah, yeah, it does, Tim. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Bright red. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I mean, granted, it's not bad when I'm uh even from this distance and stuff like that, but they do, I mean, if I'm getting a little emotional or happy or something like that, especially the emotions, the positive emotions and get a little few tears that come out, my eyes definitely change. Um, Yeah, see, Tim, get hangry. That's a perfect one. That's another great one that a lot of people do. My daughter's the same way. She gets hangry like you wouldn't believe. It's better. It's gotten better the last like couple years, but whoo, man, was she a firecracker? And it's like, just go eat something. Then she doesn't want to eat, and it's like, just eat something. It's gonna change your mood. so, so I get that. I get that. Yeah, hangries are a good one. Drinking from Scott. All right, Sharon, you have a good one today. That's true. If I'm not, let me confirm that. I believe I saw that as well. Not that I'm promoting it. Let me make sure. See, I didn't have that today. Oh, there it is. Today, never mind, is World Whiskey Day. Not that I'm promoting it, but if you like a good whiskey, throw yourself a little shot of it or a little glass. Hmm. But as long as you're not doing anything else and you're going to be home, you're not going to be driving around. We are going to be safe and we're going to do things the right way. So, um, so yes. So, in case anybody likes to partake in a little glass this evening as you're retiring for the day, absolutely. Hey, Carmen. Yep. Yeah, it is true. Like I just said, we jump on those things and we react before we think about it, and then the results can be pretty bad, and so instead of just kind of calming down, that's why a lot of times too, I get myself into some situations even at work where there might be something I don't agree with management making decisions and stuff like that, because I don't think they understood all the different variants to whatever is happening. And so I'll be quiet about it, where I'm like, I'm just gonna be cool. Not that I don't get upset and go off on anybody at work, but I tend to, be quiet and just kind of process things. So that way, you know, because maybe I'm missing something still, or maybe because I am reacting to it, that that I didn't hear all the different things about it or even see it from their perspective. So, that's why I tend to take an hour or so to try to forget about it and then come back to it, because then it's like, oh, okay, I kind of now see what they're saying, even though maybe I could still throw them something just to put it out there to see if that might make it better or whatever. So uh you know that's something I've done for a while, but I think we all do. I mean, it's so easy to react. I mean, obviously, there's certain situations you need to, but there's a lot of times you kind of do need to, like, hold on a second, take a breath, and then go on with whatever it is. So, um, yeah, that's hilarious, Christine. Ah, yep. There you go. There you go, Margaret. That's awesome. Cold and tired, hungry are my triggers. Yeah, 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 yeah. That would be pretty bad out there, especially in one of those moments. Woo. So, um, but gosh, Lee, well, as I said, a lot of us that continue to do holistic and spiritual things and stuff, we really, you know, it takes time. It's not something that it just, happens to where you recognize situations faster. But again, sometimes the more those situations pop up, or variations of those situations, you get used to it to where it's like, okay, we can deal with this. We've been through this before, or something like it. What did we do before? And so you're slowing down, you're keeping your blood pressure lower, and then go after whatever it is. And so a lot of people, you wish a lot of people in the world would do this, would stop for a moment. uh you know there's a lot of times that things could be talked out so much easier, and we know that, obviously, because when everybody's in the same calm state, and we're all talking, things get worked out a lot quicker and a lot easier. We've seen it, maybe not necessarily, you know in certain situations, which I'm not going to be bringing up, but there's obviously times where we really could just kind of sit down and everybody just kind of be cool, and you know, let's just talk, have some good get some good moments. So, but that's the thing is that we all need to do this by example. We need to lead it, and so I think if we can continue to do what we do and handle those situations and whatever they are, and the more other people see it, the more they'll absorb it and use it and do the same thing, and so we can do it, and so we just have to do it by leading it, and so that's the whole point. That's why we do these things to help each other out and to see things in a better way. And we can do this, and doesn't we don't need to be yelling and screaming at each other for this, that, and the other. It doesn't need to happen. And so we just got to do it. We all have to do it. So it is now officially 10:31. So I need to get going because I need to get cleaned up and I need to finish packing up for the show this evening or this afternoon. So I need to get my butt in gear. So I am going to get out of here and get that stuff handled. Let's give myself a little bit of a rest before I have to go. Luckily, it's in town, so I do not have to drive far, so I can stick around just a little bit longer for that. But again, uh, next week, so uh, next Saturday, I still will come on and do a morning show. All right, Dad, you have a good one today. Uh, Thank you, Dinah. There will still be a morning show. I still will do that, and then that way it'll be a great way to segue into the performance in the afternoon. And so definitely, if you haven't and you got your calendars available, mark it down in your phones, or if you got a calendar on the fridge or something like that still. Put that down, for just say Adam Fluke performance. Again, it'll either be 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I want to finalize that by tomorrow. And then it'll be an hour. And like I said, I'll talk for about 5-10 minutes and then play for about 45-50 minutes. And then it'll be a good time. And so look for that post tomorrow. And that way, then you guys can hit the get reminder, because that way you'll know when it triggers. Plus, you'll be notified. So make sure you'll hit get reminder when you see that, and then share it. Obviously, I would love to get to as many people as possible. And again, they don't have to like my page, but if you got any friends or family that you think would enjoy this, again, they don't have to like it. We're not going to be talking about anything weird. It's just literally a relaxing music, and that's it. It's not going to be anything different. So hello, Candace. I'm out of here, but thank you, Carmen, Debbie, Dinah. Yeah, you guys have a great day. Tanya, thank you so much for being here today. So look for the post tomorrow, so that way you guys can get that all set up and reminded. And with that said, you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the weather. And I will see you guys very, very soon. So you guys have been watching Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. All my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.